All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. So today I'm going over the 3 ways you can shade using a liner. Now this is number 3. Now if you haven't checked my previous videos, make sure to go check those out. I go over whip shading and cross hatching. This 3rd form of shading using a liner, it's called stippling. All right, so I made this guideline here. So pretty much you can kind of, I don't know if you can kind of see this here. It says dark, mid to light. I made the same guideline that I made with these 2 sections here. You could see where I use the whip shading and the cross hatching here. Okay, so unlike whip shading or cross hatching or anywhere where you're doing like a stroking motion, as opposed to using our gray washes and all our tones from black all the way to our lightest tone, stippling is a little different. You can stipple using your lighter tones, but in this case, I'm gonna show you how with just using full black, which is usually how most people do it. Now, stippling will be used in many situations, mainly I see it utilized a lot in sacred geometry and mandalas and stuff like that. So yeah, let's get into this. I'm using the same cartridge that I used for these 2, for the whip shading and the cross hatching. I'm using a 3-round liner Legend cartridge with my Cheyenne Sol Nova here. Now I'm running it at, I'll be running this at, like, say, you can't, there's no number indicator on the Sol Nova, but if I were to say, I would say anywhere from like 8.5 to like 9 or something like that. But again, it varies. With stippling, pretty much we're not using gray wash. What we're doing is we're creating that illusion of a lighter tone with using more space around each individual dot. You'll see what I'm talking about in a little bit. Okay, so pretty much I would start off when I'm stippling. I've noticed sometimes when I stipple, you can go from like full dark, you know, trying to fill in every single spot, trying to really darken that area up. But I notice it's a lot harder to track your gradient, you know what I mean? Sometimes you'll end up doing like putting a little too much, kind of getting like a little too focused in a certain area, and you'll keep going and you'll be like, oh, you'll realize like, oh man, I made it, you know, a little too dark. So I'm gonna show you a way where it's a little easier to track and it helps you gradually build that gradient. All right, so again, this is my darks here, this is my mid section here, and then this is my light section. Now, I'm gonna start off by filling this whole guideline area up, okay? Just by boom, boom. Just keep them spaced out. Now again, as opposed to the whip shading technique or the cross hatching technique, we're not starting from the dark area and building up. We're sort of going backwards. We're kind of going from light to dark. Again, we're creating that illusion of a lighter tone with just, you know, more spacing around each impression that we make. Let's remake these guidelines real quick. We're gonna go into here a little bit, just add a little bit more here, going up. It takes a little patience. You just gotta build it up, you know, just like the whip shading and cross hatching. You just really gotta, it's more so tedious, if anything, you know what I mean? You just gotta take your time. I'm just gonna add a little bit more. Now as we get closer to this area, we just gotta, you know, add some more. get the dots a little bit more tighter together. I was going a little bit too fast there. You know, don't get too carried away trying to just bam, 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 bam. You gotta really, you know, gotta remember, you gotta let the needle penetrate. So take your time, build it up. Don't get too focused in one area and start building the black in this where you're not supposed to, you know what I mean? That's what I was talking about. That's why it's a lot better to go backwards with stippling, especially. You space them all out and then just build up, you know what I mean? Don't get too focused, and you kind of get tunnel vision in a certain area and you start building up, and by the time you know it, it's all filled up, and you know. There we go. All right, let's build up the darks here. Okay. All right. Do that. Alright, just keep adding. Till we get the right gradient that we're looking for, right? Let's add a little bit more down here. That's the thing, once you start giving something a little bit more contrast, you start noticing other areas that might need, you know, a little bit more pigmentation. That's why you can see me going back in some areas just to, you know, keep it nice and balanced. Just adding the last few impressions on here. I think we should be pretty good. A little bit more. All right, let's clean this up and check it out. All right, so there you have it, you know, there's your nice gradient that we have there, right? Here's the stippling and then the cross hatching, and then you have the whip shading in here. So yeah, pretty much, again guys, this is the only difference here really is one, we're just penetrating, right? We're just making a bunch of impressions, right? And we're starting from light to dark, and on top of that, we're not using any gray wash or anything like that. No light tones, no mid tones, just straight up black, and just making impressions, we're creating an illusion of a nice gradient by using the space between each individual dot, right? If you can see here, the spaces in between each individual dot increases as we go down here. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope you guys learned something. Guys, if you could do me a big favor, please leave a comment. Let me know what I should go over next. Also, please like and subscribe if this was helpful at all. I hope this helped you guys out. Again, if you guys have any questions that you might have, just leave me a comment, and I'll do my best. You know, I'll do my best to really answer them. You know, I don't know everything, obviously, but that's why we're here. We're just learning every day, right? Okay. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Appreciate you guys.